Well, I don't know about the dancing. I'll have to work on that one too. But my wife, she's trying to get me into the gymnastics spot, so we're gonna learn a backflip here shortly. I feel like that's gonna be a couple day process, so we'll see how that goes.
Welcome to episode 361 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. We have a trio of great guests coming up on the show, but first, the news headlines. And we'll start with Baseball Canada, as the hosts for national championships have been unveiled. In a move that provides some stability and predictability, the organization has announced 5-year hosting cycles for the Ray Carter Cup in Vaughan, Ontario, and the 13U National Championship in Woodstock, Ontario. In this neck of the woods, Fort McMurray will host the 18U National Championship in 2030 and 2031, which is where the tournament was held this past summer and will be held again in 2026. Meantime, the men's national championship will go to Edmonton in 2027 and Red Deer in 2029. And in Saskatchewan, the 19U women's national championship will be held in Saskatoon over the next 2 seasons. Speaking of national championships, tickets for the Road to Okotoks Academy National Championship are now on sale. The Dogs announcing the pricing options earlier this week, including early bird and dog season ticket holder pricing before March 1st. The inaugural Morneau Cup Championship will go July 14th to 20th in Okotoks. Tonight is the night if you're listening on Thursday, as history will be made with the first Women's Pro Baseball League draft. Several players we featured, including Madison Willen, Zoe Hicks, Sydney Berry, and Addie Zebart, are on the list of draft-eligible players. We'll be keeping tabs on everything on social, and we'll update you on next week's podcast. Baseball Alberta will be celebrating the best of 2025 this weekend with its annual AGM and awards. They've been unveiling some of the winners on social the last few days, including their Women's Players of the Year, including Juliana Scott, Sydney Berry, Avery Mullen, and Andy Walsh, as well as Umpire Hall of Fame inductee Steve Delude of Calgary. As we do every year, we'll have a full wrap-up story up on our website after this weekend's festivities, which I will be in attendance for. Big congratulations to Bigger Saskatchewan native, Vauxhall Academy alum, and episode 356 guest Garrett Hawkins on having his contract selected by the San Diego Padres. He now joins their 40-man roster after an outstanding season split between High A and Double A, leading the Padres to say they don't want to leave him exposed in the Rule 5 draft. A tip of the cap to Grand Prairie native and Dogs alum Dane Tofteland on being selected in the 7th round of the Banana Ball draft by the Loco Beach Coconuts. He's coming off a couple of great seasons with the Pioneer League's Rocky Mountain Vibes. We'll be catching up with Tofteland on this episode in just a few minutes. Friend of the show, Logan Grant, has taken his baseball journey international. The Dogs Academy and Okotoks Dogs alum graduated college this past spring and was looking for a new home. It will be with the Diablos of the Guatemala Winter League. On the commitment front this week, Caleb Bozek of Vauxhall Academy is heading to Connor State College. Lucas Chappelle of the Sherwood Park Dukes and Going Yard Academy goes to Pratt Community College. Matthew Wilmetz of the St. Albert Cardinals is signed on with the University of Minnesota Crookston, and Evan Russell of St. Joe's Academy is on the way to Cloud County Community College. We'll stick with the young guns as we head to our guests of the week for a chat with Josh Mills. The Leduc native and Black Gold 57s alumni has really been turning heads on the mound since making the move south to Dogs Academy, where he was a part of that vaunted Dogs Black squad. The 2024 Baseball Alberta 15U AAA Player of the Year also had stops this summer at the Canada Summer Games with Team Alberta, the Canadian Future Showcase, and is fresh off a trip to the Dominican with the Baseball Canada Junior National Team. The University of Houston commit joined us this week to talk about his summer, his journey, and so much more. Josh, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
What a year it's been for you. Maybe we'll start with the most fresh piece of news that you have. You're freshly off that trip with Baseball Canada's junior national team. What was that experience like now you've had a couple of weeks back at home?
There's nothing like it, really. It's such a privilege to be part of such a small group of guys and really other guys that the minds, like, everyone thinks so alike, and, everyone goes about things the same way. It's really cool to be with such like-minded people who want the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. How much of it is almost pinching yourself the first time you walk in and there's your stall, there's your swag, there's that Canada? Like, that's got to be a pretty special moment.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember when we were coming down from the hotel and we were going to grab our stuff and just seeing the bags all lined up. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome.
Very cool. Talk about the experience from a learning perspective. I mean, you've got some world-class coaches with you. You've also got some players who have been there before, getting the opportunity to maybe be a sponge. What's it like learning from some of the best across the country?
It's awesome. It's like you really see like kind of what the other talent is out there, and even in the Dominican, there's just so many other players out there, and everyone's so much different, even in the different countries. Like just the way people go about things. And even I guess like how people are kind of different province to province. Like there really is a difference, and it's cool to kind of learn things from other players and kind of soak in what they can give to you, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Did you use it a little bit as maybe a barometer almost to go, yeah, I can actually play with some of the best across this country?
Yeah, for sure. I was like at T12, for example. Like I've been competing, I guess, for a while, and then I in the Dominican, I guess I had a good outing too, and it really just opens my eyes. Like, yeah, like I guess I belong with these guys.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. What a year it's been for you. And let's go back in time a little bit and kind of go chronological. We'll get to T12 in a second, but let's start with Dogs, because man, that Dogs Black Squad was something else. Not just in the wins category, but everybody I've talked to on that team has been like, we were super tight. This is a special group. What was it in your eyes that made that group so special?
Yeah, again, it was amazing. Like the most fun I've ever had. It's I think like just we spend so much time together, and it really is like another family for me with the amount of time that I spend with those guys, and all the deep connections we build, and I guess it just transfers out on the field too, and we have a lot of success, so it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. What is the key to success in your eyes? Like, it's one thing to be a tight group, but it's another to put up the kinds of win totals that you guys did. What was it that really seemed to work for you?
I always like to say, like, we just wanted it. Like we'd put down, like, we just wanted it every single at bat. We'd go through games, losing, we'd come back. We just always wanted it, and I think that's what drove us to win so much.
Mm-hmm. On a personal level, what was working for you with Dogs that made you really stand out, make you go, yeah, that was a pretty good year?
For me personally is I really found I was really good at just not walking a lot of guys and just staying in the strike zone, and I just got hitters out consistently, and I think that was really valuable that I had that consistency where I could go out in every game and give a valuable result to my team.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of valuable results, you got to talk about Canada Summer Games for a second here. Everybody I talk to says it's such a cool experience because it's not just a baseball tournament. What did you take away from those few days out east?
It was probably the funnest week I've ever had playing sports. It was like just an unreal experience, just meeting so many athletes, and like just that whole experience was unreal, and playing with my teammates and being in the dorms. I miss it so much.
What's that like, getting to rep your home province? What's that mean to you?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, like, everyone there wants to win it bad for the province. I know every time I play for any team, I want to represent them as best I can. And, it means a lot for Alberta to showcase the talent we got here and how we are the best. And I still think we are the best. I think we should have won.
Sometimes it just doesn't, the cards don't line up for sure. You guys definitely showed out as well from an Alberta perspective. A lot of great performances out in Toronto. You mentioned a T12 Canadian Future Showcase. Looking back on that experience, what stands out to you?
That was a lot of fun too. It's a little bit different, I guess, how it works, just kind of the team dynamic, but I thought it was a ton of fun again. We got treated super well, and I was really happy how I played there. And yeah.
Is that a challenging one to kind of wrap your head around? Like, here you are at a Major League Baseball stadium. Here you are in front of scouts and in front of some of the best in the country. And you've got kind of, I'll call it, these limited opportunities to really show out and show off kind of thing. Is it intimidating, or have you been able to meander it pretty well?
It's hard at first, I remember taking those first steps out to the mound, and you warm up, and then you take a deep breath, and you kind of just soak it in. Like, I worked so hard to get here, and now I'm finally pitching on a big league mound. and then you settle in, and like it's really, there's nothing like it. It's just such a surreal experience to have these opportunities.
Well, and the opportunities keep stacking up for you, too. I mean, the latest piece of news from a non-playing perspective, at least for now, is you've committed to the University of Houston. How excited are you to start on that journey after high school grad?
Oh, I'm so excited. That was one of the most exciting days of my life. Yeah, I'm so grateful for that, too. I got two teammates, AJ Rogers and Tate Thierman, coming down with me, so it's going to be a great time.
What was it about that program that stood out to you and made you go, yeah, I want to go to school there?
Well, I mean, they have a lot of good development there. It's always nice weather, which, I mean, it's not a deciding factor for me, but it's nice. They're a Big 12 school, and there's just a lot of opportunities for me there to get seen, and, you know, I can get my degree there, and, yeah. Also, you know, like a really pretty substantial offer for me, too, so.
You mentioned the schooling side of things. Everybody talks about it being a student athlete, and the student comes first for a reason. Do you have something in mind on what you want to take when you go down there from a schooling perspective?
Yeah, I guess I'm on a little bit of a different path than most people. I'm like a pretty academic person, so I'm planning on getting my bio degree and going into med school after. So
wow,
it's going to be hard, but yeah.
That's something else. Like I've heard there's a few guys from Dogs who've done the engineering side that I know. This might be the first time we've talked to a future doctor here. Is that a family thing? Is that something that you've been engaged with for a while now? Like walk us through what made you go, I want to take that path.
I mean, ever since I'm a kid, I've just always loved the idea of it and helping other people. So it's always intrigued me. And yeah, it's just something I feel like I'm entitled, like I just want to do it.
That is so cool. Well, best of luck to you as you go towards that path on the post-secondary route. On that note, let's talk about the path and the origin story. You're originally from Leduc. How'd you get into baseball in the first place?
It's been in my family for a long time, and I remember I was just playing it. I've been playing it ever since I was growing up, and yeah, it's been in my family for a long time, and everyone enjoys playing it. So
was it all baseball all the time, or were you a multi-sport guy?
No, until I was about, I think, 13 years old, I played hockey too, before I fully committed to baseball.
Kind of the typical Canadian way of doing things. So was it tough for you to make that choice? Like going from, I mean, we are, a hockey country after all. So was it tough for you to make that choice and go, okay, I'm going to focus in on baseball?
Yeah, at first, it was a hard choice because I really enjoyed playing hockey too. But after realizing it, like I always had fun playing baseball, and there's just something about it that I just love so much, and I knew it was going to be the right decision for me.
Do you remember the moment where it clicked for you, where you went, okay, this baseball dream, yeah, I'm going to make this thing happen?
That's a tough question, actually, but I guess kind of just I started having like a lot of success with baseball, I guess mostly on the pitching side. And, I just had so much fun doing it. And I guess there's not like an exact moment in time, but I just started realizing like, man, this is what I want to do.
That is fantastic. What you wanted to do is obviously elevate your game. You went from Leduc down south to Okotoks and joined Dogs Academy, obviously. What's that program meant to you in your short time with them?
It's meant everything to me. It's like a second home now, home away from home. I cherish every moment there. I have some great coaches down there, great teammates. I've already had some lifetime memories, and I'm going to have more. The facilities, like everything about there, I'm so grateful every day when I wake up that I get to have this opportunity to train there.
I tend to ask a lot of the college guys after the fact, like, could you ever have imagined being that guy swilling 50-50 tickets up on the concourse during a WCBL game, and now you're the guy who's on that field? Are you having those thoughts already of, hey, one day I want to be playing with the summer league Dogs?
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely thought about it a little bit. It would be really cool for me, especially it's pretty close to home, and the Dogs mean so much to me. I think it would just be an unreal experience.
Absolutely. Looking back on the young career to this point, do you have a favorite memory or moment that really stands out to you where you had to take that step back and go, man, I can't believe we get to do this?
My favorite memory is the 15U Current Cup finals. I remember getting on that mound, and it was so cool, and just looking around. There's probably a couple hundred people there, which before that, I've never seen more than like 30 fans at a game. So, such a big stage on the national finals. So
that would be a pretty good one. On the flip side of things, we all know baseball is a game of failure. What's the one thing that's kind of stood out to you? What's that one? Sorry, my brain's, this is where I get to edit myself. You've been great, and I have to edit myself. This is usually how it goes. On the flip side of things, we all know baseball is a game of failure. What's the one hurdle or the one thing you've had to overcome over your young career that you're super proud that you were able to do?
It's hard to say because, I would say hitting, but I kind of gave up hitting. So.
They do say that hitting a baseball is the hardest thing in sports to do, right? So I don't blame you on that one.
No, I would say when I was younger, I used to have some struggle. There'd be like a big guy coming up to the plate, and I'd have trouble thinking that I could get him out, and I have the mentality like, man, he might beat me, he might get a hit off me. And, I think that's kind of developed now to when I'm on, I just have that mentality where I can get any person in the world out, and I think that's valuable. And I'm happy that I'm able to do that now. Even if the hitter was to be better than me, I'm never going to think that when I'm on the mound. So.
That is a great one. A few fun ones here before we let you go here, Josh. First off, when you're at the ballpark as a fan, what's your go-to food?
Food? I love hot dogs, especially when I go to the Jays games. They got the loony dogs, and, man, I can eat a lot of those.
Do you have a condiment of choice? Is it ketchup, mustard, or both?
Only ketchup. I'm not a big mustard fan. Same with relish. I don't get it.
That's fair. What's your go-to baseball movie?
Baseball movie, I would say Moneyball or Bull Durham. They're both great movies, I would say.
Both are classics, absolutely. All right, two final ones before we let you go, Josh. First off, for those young kids who are just starting out on their baseball journeys and they want to end up like you one day, they want to be on Team Canada, they want to go to the T12, they want to do it all. What's that one piece of advice or those words of wisdom you'd love to impart upon them?
I think that a lot of people, kind of get too wrapped up in everything, and I think that you just got to have fun. You got to enjoy doing what you do, and I think that really is the most important part. Is just, you want to wake up every day, you want to be excited to go to practice, you want to love it. I think having fun.
That is a great way of putting it because fun is the name of the game after all. It's a kid's game after all. So great stuff, Josh.
Exactly.
Final one. It's the one we ask everybody here on the show. What does the game of baseball mean to you?
It means so much to me. It's really just like life to me, to be honest. It's taught me so many things on and off the field, how to be a good human being and how to go about my life.
Well, you've done a stellar job of it so far and a bright future ahead, Josh. Congratulations on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success as we head into 2026 and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Thank you.
Next up, we head east to Saskatoon, where we caught up with Baseball Sask Female Player of the Year, Taylor Schueller. Like Mills, she has had a very busy summer, including repping her home province at the Canada Summer Games, the 19U Women's Nationals in Calgary, and the Women's Nationals in Quebec. To put the wraps on the year, the utility player was invited to play for the Canadian Women's National Team at their development camp in North Carolina. We got all caught up on everything she's been up to, including the motivation she's feeling watching the Women's Pro Baseball League draft tonight. Taylor, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Oh, it's great to be here.
First off, Taylor Schueller, Baseball Sask Female Player of the Year. After a couple of weeks to soak that all in, how does that sound?
It sounds so good. It's so nice to be able to be seen for all the hard work that I put in.
Mm-hmm. What went through your mind when you first found out that you were winning that award?
I was kind of shocked a little bit because it wasn't really something that I had talked about with anyone. So I was I didn't really know that it was something that I was capable of winning.
Mm-hmm. It's been a crazy year for you, and I'll try to touch on as much as I possibly can here. I mean, it started with the Saskatoon Phillies suiting up for Sask at the 19U Nationals. You win bronze at that tournament. Looking back on that, what was that experience like in Calgary?
Honestly, it was kind of insane. That bronze medal game where we came back and we scored 12 runs in that one inning, like, that was just, the vibes in the dugout were crazy. Everyone was feeling good and performing good. It was an amazing week.
I can only imagine. Now, that's not the first time that you've won a medal for Sask. What's that mean to you to be able to rep your province and bring home some hardware at the same time?
Yeah, it feels really nice. Every time I'm with Team Sask, it just reminds me how special that team is. Like, the way that we support each other and everyone is always putting in 110%. It's just, I'm very proud to be a part of something so special with them.
Is that kind of surprising in a sense? I mean, I know a lot of you have grown up together and been able to play together for a while now, but it takes a certain amount of chemistry and a certain amount of good vibes to make that all happen. And especially with a big group, did that surprise you at all, or what's been or what's been maybe key to how special that team's been?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. It's a little bit surprising, but also I think it's just the group of girls that we have. Everyone is just so unique and everyone contributes their part to the team. And I think that's really what makes it work.
It's a little bit of respect that goes all ways, which is pretty cool to that the way it sounds anyways in talking to a few of you. And then it's off to Canada Games, and you were a big piece of that puzzle with Team Sask to finish 5th. What will you remember most about that opportunity?
The Canada Games experience was just, in itself, it was something I never experienced before. Like, with all of the athletes there from all the different sports, I loved meeting new people and talking about other sports, and just everyone was there. It was a crazy experience for me.
Were you able to take in some of the other sports as well? Did you have a favorite aside from obviously getting to play in it yourself?
Yeah, we watched diving.
Okay.
It was really cool. I'd never watched diving before, so it was fun to learn about.
I can only imagine. Then it's off to women's nationals, and you were once again lauded for your efforts there. What was that experience like, getting to be a part of some of the best in the country again?
It was really cool. We'd went to Quebec the year before as well with women's, so it felt like it wasn't my first time around there.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to not being the first, or for your first time around for that, were you able to kind of be more of a veteran presence maybe and be able to impart some wisdom on some of the younger players on the team?
Yeah. So previous when I had went there the first time, I was sort of like the youngest on the team, whatever. And then this year we had some younger players there. So it felt more of like while I was still sort of underage in that age group, I didn't feel like I was, really younger than anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Last but certainly not least, you got to put on the Maple Leaf with Baseball Canada at the Women's National Team Development Camp in North Carolina. Looking back on that experience, how much fun was it?
It was so much fun. It was insane.
Did you have to almost pinch yourself a little bit, given that that's what everybody kind of works towards, right? Is being able to rep the Maple Leaf, be part of Team Canada, and here you are getting the chance to show what you're made of.
Absolutely. I remember times during practice just being like, wow, I made it,
What's that mean to you to be able to represent your country?
It's such an honor. Like, just all of the hard work that I put in, kind of behind the scenes to get there, and then just like getting there, meeting all these people who have similar goals than me, similar values than me. It's great. I'm honored.
It had to have felt pretty good too to know that you can stick with some of the big guns too, right? Like it's not just a matter of, hey, I'm going there to maybe play a part in it, but hey, I can be a part of this team, and hey, I've got the talent to take it to the next level.
Yeah, that part especially hit me pretty hard when I got there and I saw these veteran players for Team Canada, way older than me, and seeing that like I can keep up with these players.
Mm-hmm. I assume that fuels the fire pretty good to do it again in the not too distant future here.
Yeah, definitely.
How much of that kind of experience, whether it be women's nationals or any kind of national tournament or even playing for Baseball Canada, is about being a sponge and learning from those around you? You mentioned the veterans for Team Canada as an example. What did you take away from that to be able to make sure that you're better, even better, heading into 2026?
I think more than just their game, I took away their attitude. Like some of the best baseball players I ever met have had the strongest mindsets, and just when a mistake happens, you turn yourself around from it. So I think that's something that I definitely take away when looking at veteran players and people who inspire me.
Looking back on the year that you've had, aside from the award, what are you most proud of? What's the thing that you kind of look back on and go, yeah, I'm going to remember that for a long time to come?
I'd hate to bring it up again, but probably that bronze medal game in Calgary. That was just like, everyone was super pumped in the dugout, and that's a feeling that you can't really replicate in any other environment, really.
For sure. I love getting the baseball origin story from all of our guests, so let's dive into that. Originally from Saskatoon, how'd you get into baseball in the first place?
So I started playing baseball when I was around 6 years old with the Saskatoon Royals, which is the all-girls zone in the Saskatoon League. And I really just stuck with that same group of girls for most of my childhood and like early teen years. I was very lucky to be blessed with coaches and a team and community who cared for me and for my development growing up. And yeah, it provided me with a really comfortable environment to make mistakes, which is a big part of baseball.
Absolutely. We'll get into that in a second. Was it all baseball all the time when you were growing up, or were you all multi-sport?
I played hockey for most of my life as well.
Do you remember the moment where you went, you know what, I like baseball more. I want to chase that dream?
Yeah, it was actually only like 2 or 3 years ago, which I really focused in on baseball. When I realized the opportunities that were being presented to me in baseball, then I decided I should really focus in on it.
We've talked about your favorite moments so far. You mentioned some of the drawbacks too. Baseball is a game of failure. So what's been maybe the biggest challenge or hurdle you've had to overcome over your young career?
I think one of the biggest challenges is just being a woman in a sport dominated by men. I think lots of people will doubt you just for being a girl or place limits or like walls around you. So that's something that is a little bit challenging to overcome.
For sure. You and I first connected when I was working on a story about the emergence of the Women's Pro Baseball League. We've got the draft coming up this week, and things are starting to line up for next season. Are you how in tune are you with that, and how inspired are you by the opportunity that, hey, at some point down the line, you may be able to play pro baseball?
Yeah, it's super exciting. I'm planning on watching the draft on Thursday because my teammate Addie is a draftee, so pretty in tune with that. But I think that a professional league where women can play the sport is something that a lot of girls, including myself, have been sort of dreaming and hoping of for a very long time. And so the fact that it's finally an opportunity for me and for the younger generations in the future, it's definitely super exciting.
Very exciting indeed. A few fun ones before we let you go, Taylor. First off, what's your walk-up tune?
My walk-up song last year was All the Stars by Kendrick and SZA, but I'll probably change it for the next year.
Well done. What's your go-to food when you're at a baseball stadium as a fan?
Definitely hot dogs.
Do you have a favorite condiment, or you ketchup, mustard, or both?
Both. You got to do both.
I found another one. Usually it's a very contentious argument about whether it's ketchup or mustard, and they never can be mixed, and I'm of the same vein. I love both, so well done. And finally, what's your favorite place that you've ever played baseball in? The best stadium or the best field, or which one that gives you the most feels?
Oh, I think it's got to be either the fields in Prince Edward Island in Summerside, because that was my first experience with Team Sask. But the fields there are actually terrible, but it's just the memories that are connected to it.
For sure.
Or I'd say the stadium that we played in Quebec, it just had the most seating. It just felt sort of like a surreal moment.
That is awesome. A couple more for you. For those young kids who are just starting out on their baseball journeys and they want to get to where you're at now, they want to rep Sask, they want to rep Canada, they want to have big future pro aspirations like you do. What's that one piece of advice or those words of wisdom you'd love to impart upon them? I
would say just have fun. Like, fall in love with the process of practicing and improving. Baseball is a fun sport, and there's so many challenges that you need to remember to just have fun.
Great piece of advice. And the final one, it's one we ask everybody here on the show. What does the game of baseball mean to you, Taylor?
Baseball is everything to me. It's honestly, a lot of my life revolves around baseball, and it's just something that brings me a lot of joy. I don't know where I would be without it.
Well, we've had a lot of joy getting a chance to hear more about your journey in the game and can't wait to watch it go even further in the years ahead. Taylor, congratulations on all the success you've had to this point, continued success in 2026 and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap things up with one of the newest Banana Ball members. It's been just over 4 years since we first caught up with Dogs Academy and Okotoks Dogs alum Dane Tofteland. The Grand Prairie native has been in the pro ranks the last few years, including the last two with Rocky Mountain Vibes. This past year, he hit .345 with 15 homers and 103 RBI in 91 games, including 30 ribbies in the last 10 games. He thought his time in the game was coming to an end before a random DM led to a trip to Nashville, where he was able to put on a show for the new league popularized by the Savannah Bananas. Dane, welcome back to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Awesome. I'm pumped to be here. It's been a minute, but it's good to be back.
Absolutely has been, and it's been a whirlwind of the last few days in particular. Let's start here. Dane Tofteland, 7th round pick of the Loco Beach Coconuts. How excited are you to be a part of the Banana Ball experience?
I am thrilled. It's going to be a different journey, but I'm looking forward to it. And ever since I went to that tryout, it's just been something that has not left my mind. So I'm extremely blessed and grateful for this opportunity.
Let's go right to the beginning of this process here. Did you apply? Did you get a phone call? How does your name even get up on the draft eligible list to begin with?
So it starts, I know a lot of guys, they apply, like there's open applications for the tryouts, but actually I had a guy named Barry Aldridge reach out to me. And this was kind of ready when I was ready to hang him up, didn't know if there was any more to the baseball career for me. And then I checked my Instagram and I see a message from this Barry Aldridge guy who I've never met, and start reading what he sent me. And it was basically the details for Banana Ball and asked me to come out to a tryout. Went there, did my thing, and then I got entered in the draft, and the rest is history.
How wild is that, thinking about, you mentioned the fact that you were thinking about hanging him up. Like, I mean, you're not an old guy by any stretch of the imagination, but your final year with the Rocky Mountain Vibes pass, like, talk about the wildness of the last couple of years and kind of looking towards maybe a future after baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like a lot of guys, they got screwed by COVID too. I mean, that was the big thing for me, was it was hard to get into these leagues besides Quebec and Ottawa, which are normally pretty stacked rosters to go to out of college. So, I mean, I had to wait a couple years basically and until my wife and I got married. And then through that, that was the only reason I had the option to play down here. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, everything happens for a reason. I mean, I'm here now and I can't complain. I really can't.
Absolutely. We'll talk about the last few years in a little bit here. First off, anyone who's been following you the last couple of days on Instagram in particular has seen the posts. What's it like being in your skin, waiting for your name to be called in that draft?
It was a lot of anxiety. We had the whole draft party going on the first day. And then, I mean, obviously you're just sitting there watching for hours straight, hoping your name gets called. And then when it doesn't happen that first day, obviously you're a little, it's the word I'm searching for here. Not discouraged, but I guess we'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you're waiting for the next day, and then you're waiting every hour for a post, and then hoping your name's on it, because I was under the impression we were going to get phone calls before every pick, and then they just started posting stuff to Instagram, and then finally I got that call from Coach Crocco, and it was a FaceTime call, and he was fired up. The boys were fired up. It was awesome.
It's funny how much it replicated the MLB draft experience, right? Like you're waiting on pins and needles, right? That kind of thing. How cool is it to kind of live out that dream in a different sort of sense, right? Like this is a new league, this is a new opportunity, and frankly a different kind of ball.
Yeah, no, I mean you're exactly right. Like I wasn't a draft guy. I never had that experience, and so I mean that was this for me, and it was crazy. I could only imagine going through it as a 22-year-old or 23-year-old now, but it was special. It was really cool. And I'm blessed, and I'm excited. Like I cannot wait to get down there, because it's different. Like it's fast paced. I don't know. I don't really have all the words yet. It's still new in my mind, but I'm very excited.
What are you hoping to bring to the Coconuts?
Well, Coach Crocco and I, when we talk, it's power. Obviously, and I'm a little bit of an older guy too, compared to a lot of those guys are out of college. But I mean, there's quite a few indie guys too, and there's definitely guys older than me. But definitely a little bit of experience in the locker room. Hopefully, I can steal some bags this year. I gotta start running again. But some power, and then hopefully just a solid third base. I think there's some plans too to have me play a little bit of second, which the expertise there is limited, but I'm always up for a challenge.
Absolutely. Speaking of challenges, I mean, when you hear banana ball, you think beyond the baseball, there's a lot of fun involved in it. How do you prepare for something like that with not only the new rules, but obviously some expectations around showmanship, for example? Like, are you taking any lessons for dancing or that kind of thing?
Well, I don't know about the dancing. I'll have to work on that one too. But my wife, she's trying to get me into the gymnastics spot, so we're gonna learn a backflip here shortly. I feel like that's gonna be a couple day process, so we'll see how that goes. But as far as the dancing, I mean, yeah, I'm like she said too. I'm gonna have to get out of my comfort zone a little bit and get the hips loosened up.
One guy who I know played with Savannah for a little bit there is Tristan Peters, the guy who you got to play with as well. Have you been able to reach out to him at all and go, hey, what do I expect here, or anything like that?
No, I haven't reached out to him yet, but I had a buddy in college that played there too, Clay Dungan. He's with the Padres right now. So he played on that when they were a summer collegiate team as well. And I mean, that was the start of it. I mean, that was when they just started wearing, I think they had like the kilt. That was the first year they wore the kilt.
Yeah.
And he had a blast. And I mean, I'm excited too. I mean, the Coconuts are a brand new team. And it's kind of like any expansion team. I mean, no one has expectations really, but I mean, just getting into this group chat with the guys, I mean, we're already setting the bar high for ourselves. So I mean, it's exciting, and it's nice to be in a team where everyone has a pretty common goal, and a lot of the guys seem goal oriented. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. You and I were kind of joking about it off air, and I wanted to ask you on air for this one as well. Is if you could go back in time and talk to like 18-year-old you, would 18-year-old you believe the things that you have done to this point, and beyond that, getting to do what you're about to do in 2026?
He would not believe it. I don't even think me from last year would believe it. I honestly, I did not know what to expect, because obviously, like, going into it, I was thinking, like, this isn't baseball. And then I go to the tryout and we play a simulated game, and it's baseball. Like, it's exactly what baseball is. It was no different. I mean, you're doing trick plays and there's a couple different rules, but I mean, it's ball, man. And I get to say that I get paid to play baseball still. I mean, I'm pumped that I get to be on a field every day for work. I mean, as long as I can delay that corporate job or whatever, it's a blessing, you know?
Absolutely. Hard to believe. We talked about it a little bit earlier. It's been almost 4 years to the day. The last time we chatted with you and had the episode go live was November 10th, 2021. A lot has happened in that time, including time with Ottawa, Ogden, and most recently last couple of years with the Rocky Mountain Vibes. That includes winning a championship with the Raptors in 2023. What do you remember most about that team and that run?
I mean, that was a special group of guys. I mean, I showed up late because of paperwork. But when I got into that clubhouse and was kind of just getting my feet under me, getting some pinch hits, some spot starts, it was like we were the Avengers. Like, every dude was just, you know, like when you watch a game and you compare yourself to the first baseman, then you compare your third baseman to theirs. And it was like every game we played, we were better at all 9 positions every game. So, I mean, it was a special team. I mean, if you go back and look at some of the games, obviously, with the way the Pioneer League set up, if you clinch the first half, you kind of, I don't want to say you throw games, but you, like, if you're down early, you don't go to a good arm because you want to save them for the playoffs. So obviously there were some games that were frustrating to be a part of just because you're trying to keep everyone healthy going into the playoffs. But no, dude, it was a special group. I mean, we had the closer of the year. And then we had Reese, who was the MVP, who's actually on the Bananas now. So, I mean, it was just a packed lineup. Even if guys had a day off, there was no downfall at all in our lineup. And it was a special group to be a part of.
Very cool. The last couple of years with the Vibes going really, really well for you, numbers-wise particularly. How did you feel about how things went? And what do you take away from an experience like that with Rocky Mountain?
Rocky Mountain was special too. I mean, obviously we didn't have the success. We missed the playoffs both years. But as far as an organization goes and a stadium goes, like, that's as close as you can get to the big leagues. Like, I mean, it was an old AAA stadium. So it was outstanding. And that was part of the reason why I went back. And obviously Les being the manager, he was an outstanding manager. I have zero complaints about that place too. I mean, all 3 of my years in the Pioneer League were great. But Rocky Mountain definitely has a special place in my heart. I mean, it's just the mountains. It just reminds me of home, you know. It's beautiful, and the ballpark was beautiful. Obviously it rains, but I mean, you just take what you can get. I loved it. I have no complaints.
That's awesome. Now, obviously, it didn't hurt that your stats really lined up too, and that stretch near the end of the season there.
Yeah.
You had 30 RBI in the last 10 games that you played in. That's unheard of. What was working for you to round out the year?
Well, actually, I'll take you back a little bit. You probably know I didn't have the best first half. I think I was hitting like 240 and like maybe 2 or 3 home runs. But yeah, just not great. And that goes back to just Les as my manager. I remember we were in Billings, and I don't know, I have high expectations for myself. So, I mean, when I was going through that rough stretch, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, why am I here? Like, how is this happening right now? And I'm sure every guy's gone through it at some point too. But, you know, I was just super upset with myself because I mean, I was hitting balls hard every now and then, but I mean, the strikeouts were just way too high. But I remember Les could see that I think I just struck out for like the second or third time in one game. And Les comes up to me, he goes, "Dude, you need to relax. You're going to be here the whole year. You need to relax. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's early. We're winning." Because we were on a roll the first bit. And he's like, "You just need to relax." And then I think it was like the next at bat, or it was like the day after, I hit a go ahead RBI single in like the top of the ninth or something. And I remember him coming out in the bottom of the ninth for a pitching change or something. And he was like, "Welcome back." And it was kind of after that where I just took off the rest of the year. I think I hit in the second half of the season like 450. It was crazy. I went from 250 to 350. So I mean, it was an unreal second half. But I mean, the biggest thing for me, I know you were talking about the 30 RBIs there. I mean, that was just a product of guys just being on base. I mean, it's just how the game lined up those last 10 games. Guys were just always on base, and I just seemed to always get a hit when there was someone on base, which is what everyone wants. I mean, that's kind of the goal.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, that was just the biggest part. And I mean, that was kind of the last 6 games. I think it helped a lot with the younger guys because we kind of knew we were already done because of the record. So you get a lot more guys playing loose. And when that happens, I mean, you get a lot more base runners. Like, at-bats are better. Guys stop pressing so much. And, I mean, my whole second half was just the same thing every day. So, I mean, it was just a matter of having more guys on in front of me, and I just kept putting balls in the gap, you know. So it just worked out good that way. And, I mean, I had 3 goals that season. I got 2 of them. I wanted to hit 330. I wanted 30 homers, and I wanted 100 RBIs. So I got 2 of them. But I was a little short on the homers.
That's all right. You'll take it, especially if you got a batting average like that to keep the lineup rolling, right? So that's never a bad thing. Looking back on it, I mean, how cool has it been in your eyes to be able to keep playing pro baseball? You kind of alluded to it earlier, but you're getting paid to show up at the ballpark. I mean, this is something that you're probably pretty proud of at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was. I know every guy has it where you start to think like, what's next? And I had that moment kind of the last like week of the season. Like, you're already starting to think like, what is next? I remember being on LinkedIn looking at coaching jobs at local universities and stuff like that. And obviously you just want to hop right into the workforce because, I mean, that paycheck's not going to be there the 2 weeks from now. So, yeah, I remember just thinking like, what do I want to do, you know? But then, yeah, like I said, I had that message from Barry, and yeah, the rest is history. And now I'm just pumped that I have this opportunity, and I want to keep it going for years to come. You know, it's going to be a special group, and it's a special organization to be a part of. And it's just a great opportunity for me and my family. So I'm very, very excited.
Very cool. A couple more for you before I let you go, Dane. First off, you've been a veteran on your teams the last few years here, and you've likely been able to impart some wisdom on those younger guys. For those who are just starting out on their baseball journeys, maybe they're back home in Grand Prairie or down in Okotoks, and they're looking to you and they want to be where you're at now. What kinds of advice or words of wisdom would you love to impart upon them?
I mean, it's going to sound kind of cliche, but I mean, you just got to work your tail off, man. And it's got to be in the hours when no one's watching. I remember in Okotoks, like, that was the biggest blessing for me and to start my baseball career, because there was just, the facility was always open, and I lived there, and it was amazing. Cause I mean, I had a great childhood growing up, but obviously baseball wasn't huge where I was in northern Alberta, I mean, I tell this to everybody, like when my brother's down here too, I had 3 people in my grade 4, 5, and 6 class. Like that was the size of our class. We had 3 people. But, and to come from that and now to be in banana ball is like, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. But obviously, like I said, I was given the gift of being able to go to play in Okotoks too. So, I mean, that was huge, and that was a huge sacrifice for my parents and my family. But, I mean, it doesn't matter where you start. You just got to keep grinding. And that's it. I mean, it sounds cliche, but, there's going to be days when you don't want to do some work. And those are the days when you add a little bit of character to yourself. And, yeah, I mean, you just got to get it in no matter what. That's the bottom line. Obviously it's different if you're hurt, but there's just days where everyone feels lazy, and it happens, but you got to do it. It's part of being a professional, especially if you want to be a professional. You don't feel great every day. I mean, I was blessed to be healthy the last 2 seasons, and I played every game. And I'll tell you what, you don't feel good every day, but it's you just got to strap it on and get after it. So that's all I got. I mean, it ain't for the weak, that's for sure. When you want to play every day, it's not as glamorous as it seems, I guess, until you're in the show, because I get to fly everywhere. But yeah.
For sure. Final one for you. I know I asked this the last time we chatted, so I'll be curious how your answer has evolved over the last 4 years. What does the game of baseball mean to you, Dane?
It's everything, man. I mean, even looking at that point in time where I didn't know what I was going to do after I was done playing, when I was looking at jobs, it was something to do with baseball. I mean, it's obviously my family is my life for sure, but baseball is another huge part of my life. And like a lot of guys, it becomes part of your identity, and it's all you want to do. I mean, there's so many life lessons that you get from baseball, and just sports in general, just hard work and all that stuff. But I mean, it's a huge part of my life, and it would have been a tough thing to let go for sure. So I'm extremely grateful to be in a position I'm in.
Well, we're grateful for the opportunity to get to catch up with you after 4 years away, Dane. Congratulations on being selected in the Banana Ball draft. Congrats on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success heading into 2026 and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks again to Josh Mills, Taylor Schueller, and Dane Tofteland for joining us this week, and thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. If you like this or any other episode, make sure to leave us a rating and review on your podcast app, and don't forget to hit subscribe as we have new episodes planned to round out the 2025 season. A tip of the cap, as always, to our Platinum supporters for all they do for us and for the game in this province. The Okotoks Dogs, Under the Light Sports and Entertainment, and the Western Canadian Baseball League have been outstanding partners in helping us cover costs and much more. To join our roster, drop me a line at joe@albertadugoutstories.com. Until next time, thank you for all of your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.